Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Katelyn Costello and I am a YA author. I currently have two series that are either out and available or for pre-order, and that is the Ritual Saga, which is fantasy, and Until All the Stars Are Found, which is a young adult military science fiction novel that is currently available for pre-order. You got it from the title and probably from the sweatshirt. I realized that I believe my recap video for 2019 was filmed in this sweatshirt, so it just felt right. It is my Belle's Enchanted Cafe sweatshirt that my partner's mother got me for Christmas 2 years ago. It's just big and comfy and I like it. But today we are going to be going through my recap of 2020 and my goals for 2021. And 2020 was a time for a lot of people, and a lot of people didn't have things go the way they want, but I want to talk about the things that were good for me and my business and how I plan on continuing to expand and reach more of you, and hopefully you will be there too. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the pre-orders for Until All the Stars Are Found are currently, I think, on trend to be my highest to date. This is approximately where we are at right now. So the Rituals had about 25 for its pre-order, which I was really happy with for my debut novel. Rebellion was a little bit lower, but it picked up in the months after it opened. And then UTSAF, or Until All the Stars Are Found, is currently sitting at approximately 10. Now I say approximately because I cannot view releases not being updated on Ingram Spark, any pre-orders from stores that they reach, so I don't know if it's actually there or not, if the stores aren't transferring. I know the stores like Barnes & Noble recently had a security breach, which is set on the top of Published Drive, so they're not sharing any numbers currently, which is weird, but it's what they need to do. So I don't know if I'm having any sales there. And I'm currently not able to see any ebook sales, so I only know sales from people that have told me, unless they've bought directly from me. So to have these 9 orders in the first month, I'm happy with that. I do want to make a note with UTSAF, and I will put a card somewhere, that if you have ordered a hardback book, to please send me an email at scripturient101@gmail.com with the heading UTSAF pre-order, because the hardbacks are going to be delayed, and I have a whole video that is dedicated to that because of production delays and shipping, and I want to make sure that you get the best product possible. And in that video I break down what my original goal timeline was, different things that are affecting that, and what I would have to do in order to keep it on that timeline, and how that wouldn't be a quality product. So if you want to know more about that, that is there. I'm looking at early April to May for that. I'm really hoping that the first week in April will be the goal, but I'm still waiting for more information before I make that decision. For 2020, my sales were down and my events were down. Historically, I do better with sales when I can sit down and talk to a person and explain what my story is and answer questions than an ad on a website, historically. And because of that, with events being down, I did have lower sales. I think this year was my lowest average, and I do have a chart, so I'll probably insert stuff here because I do like keeping track of stuff. It was my lowest, but when I did have those sales and I had the addition of UTSAF going on pre-order, I had a massive spike in sales, which tells me that, like, when people were waiting for stuff. It was also a new book and a new series. There's been a little bit of fall off from the last series not having a book out within a year, so I expected it, and I am hoping that those events and the possibility of them will come back. I do know one has gone virtual, so I don't know what they would be doing to support indies. I am waiting to reach out to them. It is a large teen book festival in my city that I was so excited to go to. I cried when I found out that I got in last year, so I'm hoping that I'm able to participate in that in some way. And another event was with a local Barnes & Noble who I have been in contact with, so I'm hoping that when we get closer to the publication that we can connect and do something for the locals. But even though my sales technically were down, and I technically didn't make as much money as a business, and that my reach was much wider. If you remember, when I first started, I was primarily on Amazon. Everything was through them, and that was where you could buy my stuff, or through my website. Since then, I have gone wide. I want my books to be available in libraries. I want them to be available in bookstores, and I want them to be available on marketplaces, not on Amazon. And I actually found a lot of my sales this year were not on Amazon. And in doing so, I was able to reach many more countries than I ever have. So previously, most of my sales were from the US, Canada, or Australia, for a few, and the UK. Canada was after the first year, that fell off. This year, though, I reached not only the UK, America, and Australia, but we also added New Zealand, Spain, Singapore, and Korea to that list. I obviously don't work in translation at this time. I don't have any of my books translated, so that tells me that the readers have to be English as a second language readers, which is really cool to think that my books are being read by people in Spain, Singapore, Korea, and the like. This year we did produce the audiobook of the Rituals, which you can listen to the entire playlist here, and I did just release a blooper trailer for the Rituals featuring Miss Athena and all of her crazy antics, and also me not being able to pronounce words, which you do get to a point here in these vlogs, but a lot of the times I don't leave in when I really screw up. That is just like flat out all the times that I screwed up a lot, and I was trying really hard to say the correct words. And this year I also wrote approximately 2 books, because I wrote the last 60,000 words of Until All the Stars Are Found and did all the edits up to sending it to a copy editor this year, and I also wrote around 80,000 words of Rituals 3. So it was 2-ish books, which was really cool. It was the most that I've written in a year, and I'm definitely feeling it. I am tired. My brain is tired. I'm having to slow down my process for Rituals 3 and really think about some things, because I have a feeling major revisions are on the horizon. And that brings us into my goals for 2021. So, the first main goal that I have for 2021, looking into the first quarter, is making the transition and the release for Until All the Stars Are Found as smooth as possible. We have hit quite a few bumps along the way, but I think moving forward it will be okay. Thank you to everybody that has reached out to confirm stuff with your book, or just to acknowledge what is going on and how hard it can be for businesses and the things you don't think of. It's made me feel better. I did sit on that decision for about 2 weeks trying to figure out what to do, and now that I have made the decision to push back the hardback release, I feel a lot better. So I just want that to be as smooth as possible. I would also like to work on Rituals 3 and the revisions and edits for that, and get that ready for a copy editor, and hopefully an intended release in early spring to summer 2022. That's going to take a lot of work, and I don't have a projected timeline at this point, but that's relatively what I'm thinking is early summer. Maybe May, June 2022. I don't really know. But with that, I do want to, which is again a hard business decision to make, but I think it is what's best for the series, is at some point this year I'm probably going to take the Rituals and Rebellion offline and do edits. Vivian Reese did this recently with her book, The Elysian Prophecy. I don't think I'm saying that right. That still sounds wrong. And as I was going through the Rituals, I did notice that there was a lot of typos and edits and miswords and things, and it was definitely humbling. I knew there was there's going to be, unless you have a team of people 7 or 8 different editors and people looking at it, which I do not, and I am not a perfect editor, there's going to be some stuff that slipped through. But as I was going through, I was catching more and more. I was going, okay, this is the first in the series, this is the first impression. I want people to get the best impression. And I've noticed that, and it's deserved, as more people that I don't know have been reading it, the rating has gone down. Which, fair enough. It needs work. So at some point this year, it will be taken down, and I'll work on it again, and I'll send it to an editor to get super clean. I'm not as worried about Rebellion. I think I did a pretty good job with that. But again, I do want to send it. I think that the person that I hired at the time did what I asked of her, but I think it does need more work. So we're gonna do that. Which is scary to think that, like, the highest making product that I have will be taken offline, but it will be to better the business in the long run. I want to produce Rebellion's audiobook this year. I said that December was going to be the month that I did the audio, but I got sick this month, and I want to make sure that there's a consistent sound, and that sound does not include me sounding like a frog. So that was put on hold. At some point this year, depending on where I get in the revision process for things, I would like to write the approximate outlines for UTSAF 2 and Rituals 4, because I am fairly positive there's going to be a 4th book in the Ritual series. Again, I'm planning on doing some pretty major revisions come May, April, but I know for a fact there will be a 2nd book for Until All the Stars Are Found. So, yeah. I'm not gonna say I'm not, because I definitely am. I don't think it was as bad of a cliffhangering bastard as I was for the Rituals and Rebellion, but there's definitely things that are not resolved that need to be resolved. I'd like to do more events. Like I said, I'm looking forward to hopefully that event for Barnes & Noble coming back, or the Teen Book Festival coming back, or maybe doing some different events and doing online events with people. I think this year I really want to try to do more collaborations with people, because I haven't done collaborations with people here online. This year we're going into my 4th year on YouTube, and like my 3rd year really focusing on writing. The first year was kind of more books and books reviews, and then dabbling in writing, and then the transition when I graduated. But this year is really going to be the year of focus on writing, and I'm hoping that will lead to some collaborations with people here on the interwebs. This year, we have lived in this apartment for going on 3 years this April, but we are outgrowing this space. It is small, it is cluttered, so we're going to be moving this year, and that will be happening in July. We have a place that we found, it's a different townhouse apartment thing that we think would be really cool, and it would have a lot more space and would have the ability for office space outside of my bedroom, which would be awesome. So we are looking to move, which it does mean, unless I sell a lot of my inventory beforehand, that at some point in May or June, you can expect probably a pretty drastic sale, because I'm going to want to get rid of as much inventory as I can, because I'm not going to want to move with it. Over the last 2 years, have accumulated quite a bit of inventory, where I had one event that was made to seem like it was going to be really big, and there was going to be like up to 1,000 people, and then there was maybe 100 people that came. I could do a whole story time on that situation, because that was one of the least business savvy people I have ever spoken to, and at that point I was 22, and I felt more professional than the person I was speaking to, and my mom was there and she can speak to how bad this person was. I got swindled, definitely. And then I also got a bunch of inventory spring of 2020, anticipating quite a few big events. So I have quite a bit of stock that I have been getting rid of over the year, but we'll need to get rid of that a little bit faster when we move. I would like to sell a few more workbooks this year. Last year, I produced 2 workbooks, one dedicated to NaNoWriMo and one as a 4-month plan to help you outline and write and start the editing process of your story. And I would like to sell more of those. And I would also like on my other channel, which is Scripturient Press, there'll be a card somewhere so you can go watch that video, I would like to have at least 1 client a month for my editing services, which range from reading a query letter and like your first chapter, first 50 pages to a full manuscript critique. So I would like to have at least 1 client a year or 1 client a month on that. It is a new business, so it's really trying to get the ball rolling on that, but it's been fun so far. I'm gonna be better at taking breaks this year and scheduling breaks of like stepping away from stuff and working on it. Sorry, I'm clicking my pen a lot. And one way that I'm going to do that is we've finally scheduled our vacation. I have not taken, that's a lie, I took a vacation in 2019, but that was my friend scheduled it and did everything and said, hey, come with me. I have not gone on a real vacation with my family or my partner. It was 2012, I think was the last time I went on vacation. We went camping at Gettysburg. I've not gone on a vacation with Ethan, and we've been dating for almost 6 years now. And about 5 of those years, we've been planning a Disney trip. I am a Disney junkie. I love Disney. It has its problems. It has its issues and needs to work on it. But I grew up on Disney and I absolutely love it. And we have been trying to go to Disney for years. And this year we finally are going. We booked our hotel already and I am so excited. So we're going to do that this year in November. And that's one of the breaks that I'm taking. Yes, it is smack dab in the middle of NaNoWriMo. Am I doing NaNoWriMo this year? I don't know, but I'm going to Disney, so I want to reach more readers and have a much wider reach. Again, I was in all of these countries that were all these countries sold my books, and that was really cool. I like being able to brag that I am published in 8 different countries now, 10 different countries now, somewhere in there. That's really cool. So I want to have a wider reach and reach more readers via libraries and audiobooks and all of that sort of stuff. One thing that I am going to bring back, and if you're watching this tomorrow morning, which is Sunday morning, you should be watching this because I'm going to go edit this directly after and upload it. Today, January 3rd, we are bringing back the Sunday night live streams, and I'm going to, at this point, do them every other Sunday. So the first Sunday and the 3rd Sunday of a month is when we're going to be doing these. As of right now, that is what I'm looking at. So if you were one of the people that did the Sunday night writing or productivity days, those are going to be coming back. I needed a break from them after Nano, and most of December I took a break. That's the time for me to talk to readers and talk to writers and just do and connect with you, and I'm really excited for that to come back. My social media goals, I hope to grow all of my social media by about 25%, so I'll put all the numbers for that here. I really wanted to hit a couple goals this year that didn't quite happen, but there has been a pretty steady growth of about like 1 or 2 people every day on Instagram and such, so not quite as fast as I would like, but we're getting there. My goal, if I had my way, I would like to hit like high goal would be like 1,500 for Instagram. Low goal, we're aiming for like 1,000. We're currently at like just under 600. So, and here on YouTube, I think it would really be cool if we could grow to 300. Granted, that would take a lot of increase. I think I started the year at like 60, so I only grew by like almost 40 people, but that's still like 40. I do know that I don't have a ton of retention on these videos, but I have subscribers, they just don't always watch. So if you are watching, make sure you hit the like button and the little bell and subscribe so you know that I'm here. I usually post 2 videos a week, one of which right now is the podcast, which goes out every Friday, so you do get the audiobook for free. You just have to wait weekly. I would like to read 24 books this year. As I have left college, I have dwindled in reading more and more every year, and I've noticed that part of that is because I am the kind of person that I can't take in too much content that is similar to something that I'm working on. So like fantasy and science fiction are stuff that I love, but I'm also writing that, so I don't like reading as much of it, which is why I think this year I read a lot more contemporary than I have in the past, and nonfiction. Those are pretty big for me, and also the books that like stuck with me the most. I think my favorite book that I read last year was Marathon Woman by Katelyn, and that was the first book that I read last year, but I think about that book all the time. On that note, one of my really big personal goals, which is going to be something for the next 6 months, and if you'd like information on that or don't mind me talking about it, let me know in the comments, because it's something I'm really excited about, something that's really important to me. But this is a writing channel, not a running channel, and that is my running goals. So if you remember last year, I was training for the Buffalo Marathon, and I was raising money for it. With COVID, it was canceled last year and it was rescheduled for this year, and as of right now, they put out a notification yesterday on Friday saying that they were deferring any decisions until February. I don't know if I'm running it. I can't move anything at this point, but I do also have a possible wedding the day before the marathon. But we don't know for sure if that wedding is going through or if my partner and I will be attending that wedding, because we are not family. We would like to go, we would like to support the person, but we would understand if we were uninvited. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I would like to run it if it is, and if it's not, I did attempt to sign up for a trail ultra marathon in June, and ultra marathon is anything over a marathon distance. Now, I want to preface this fully with, I don't think that I can complete the full ultra marathon. I'm going to try if I get in, because I am on the wait list. I am number 2 on the wait list. So if 2 people defer, then I get in. But as of right now, I'm training as if both are still going on. So that's why I look like a sock right now, because I just finished showering after a training run/bike. But if you would like more information about that, it's something that's really important to me, and running makes me happy. It helps me stay sane. And I don't have a ton of people that I can talk to about it. So if you would like updates on how that's going, I'd like to give you updates. But I think that's everything. I'm going to be running a lot, I'm going to be writing and revising a lot, I'm hopefully going to be working with you all a lot and doing lots of live streams, and this is much longer than I wanted this update to be, but that's just how it is. I love you all. If you would like to pre-order or order print copies of my books from KatelynCostello.com, the link will be listed down below, along with all of my social media links. If you want to help me reach some of those social media goals, you can click those links and head over to those various websites. I don't know what my posting schedule exactly will be, but it probably will be similar, where Fridays and Saturdays are my uploads. Today is Sunday, but whatever. If you're watching this on January 3rd, there will be a live stream tonight at 7 p.m. and I hope I will see you there. Make sure you go over, the thing should be there, so you should be able to click remind on it, so then you can come. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna go and make some dinner because I am hungry, and then edit this video so that I can see you tomorrow. Okay, I love you all. Bye!